Okay, we're on problem number 7. It goes on to say a sum of money amounting to $19.30 consists of $2 bills, quarters, and nickels. It goes on to say there are 13 more 5-cent pieces or nickels and $2 bills, and 7/3 as many 5-cent pieces as 25-cent pieces. So what I'd recommend you do is, you realize you have 3 different items over here, and just I'm not going to say quickly go through it, but I'm going to say X is the number of $2 bills. And I'm going to say Y is the number of the quarters. How many quarters do I have? And Z is the number of 5-cent pieces. So the first thing I'll do is I'd write down what's called the value equation. That if there's X $2 bills and they're worth $2 each, 2 times X would be the value from that. And then over here would be the value from the quarters. And how many quarters we have? Y quarters, and each quarter is worth 25 cents. And how many nickels are there? There's Z nickels, so I multiply it by 0.05, and it equals $19.30. The next thing I got to do is I got to go back and read it again, and certainly it says over here there are 13 more 5-cent pieces than $2 bills. So that's what this statement over here says. It says there's 13 more than the number of $2 bills would be the number of nickels. Now, I got to be honest with you, the last thing they say over there is a little confusing. It's, at least to most people, it says in 7/3 as many 5-cent pieces as quarters. So 7/3 the number of quarters would be the number of nickels. So then the problem becomes is you have 3 equations, 1, 2, 3, and you have 3 unknowns. So what you're going to have to do over here is to get into one unknown. And I'm going to say probably if you could get everything in terms of Z's. All right? So let me write that down for you. So I'm going to say if I looked at this one over here, what would X be equal to? Well, it's really not that bad. It would be Z minus 13. And if I look at this one over here, what would Y equal in terms of Z's? That would be 3/7 of a Z. And then what you're going to do is take these 2 items over here and pop in the top, and you'll get an equation in one unknown. All right? So what are you going to get? You would get twice the X. Well, the X is Z minus 13. That's where that is coming from. And then you're going to get, 0.25 times Y. Well, Y is 3/7 of a Z. That's where that second term is coming. The third term is just 0.05 Z, and that's $19.30. Now, granted, there's a mixture of numbers over here, decimals and fractions. And what I want to do is I want to see if I can solve for Z. All right, I'll erase this over here. And again, I'm not saying it's easy to do. I find it nightmarish too, but I'll go through it. I'm going to write everything in terms of a fraction now, all right? If I need to, I should say that. And let's write this down. Be very careful. You're going to get, let's see, 2Z. By the way, I'm simplifying this equation over here. 2Z minus 26. All right, and then what do you get? Plus, well, 0.25 is a quarter. So you can get 3 over 28Z. And then what do I get? I get, 0.05 is 5/100ths, and 5/100ths is 1/20th of a Z. And that equals $19.30. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the Z's on one side, the number on the other side. And let me write this down for you. So you're going to get 2Z minus 3 over 28. Whoops, that doesn't look right. Over 28Z plus 1/20th of a Z. And I'm going to add 26 to both sides. All right, so $19.30 plus 26. Well, you still have 30 cents, right? And 6 and 9 is 15. Let's see, $45.30, right? Don't be intimidated. Okay. I got to do some arithmetic. And I'm looking at this thing, and I notice I have to get the coefficient on the Z. And the common denominator actually is 140. And I got to do the arithmetic. So it's going to be, let's see, 140 times 2 is 280. And let's see, what times 28 would be 140? That would be 5. That's minus 15 now. And then what do you get? Give me 1 second. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Oh, you know what I did? I don't know why I put a minus sign there. But let me just take a look at that. That's a plus sign. I don't know why I wrote that down. It doesn't make any sense. That's plus 15. Sorry about that. But at least I caught it. And then what times 20 is 140? That's 7, right? I'll put this over here. Wow. What do you get there? 280, 295, 302. Well, I got some work to do, don't I? Let's write this down. Z equals 140 times 45.3 over 302. Wow. Let's take a look at this over here. And again, the way I do arithmetic might be different than the way you do arithmetic. You're going to say, I'm going to use a calculator. Use a calculator. This can be 14 times 453. I'm getting rid of the decimal by borrowing a 10 from the 140 over 302. This is work. Let's put this down. I'm going to divide by 2. 151. This is going to be 7. Yeah, I guess I got to do some arithmetic, don't I? And I'll write this down for you. And I'm going to simplify the top for you. Make sure I did this right. 150. Yeah, 151. What's 7 times 453? 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 35, 36, 37. 28, 29, 30, 31. Let's write this down. 3171 divide by 151. 2. And you're going to get 302, 151. Wow, look at that, 21. So Z is 21. Now, by the way, I really kind of forgot all about the problem, all that arithmetic and stuff, and I don't know what Z is, but I've written down, by the way. Z is the number of 5-cent pieces. There's 21. All right? Now, someone says, how do you get the other ones? Well, the other ones are known to me, and I'll tell you why. If I know what Z is, I certainly know what X is. And what would X have to be? It'd have to be 8, because 8 plus 3 is 21. Now, this one might be a little trickier, but I'll write it down for you. 21 is equal to 7/3 of a Y. And if I did that, Y would have to be 9. So what does that mean? X is the number of $2 bills. We have 8 $2 bills. We have 9 quarters. And we have 21 5-cent pieces. And we're done. This was tough, though. What was tough? The arithmetic was tough. The other thing I want to point out was tough to you, and you know, people struggle with this. This was tough. Oops, sorry about that. Let me go backwards. This was the toughest thing probably for most people reading the problem, by the way. If you wrote something down differently, though, you're not going to get a correct answer, all right? That's as simple as that, all right? Here's the deal, though. If you need to reach out to me, I know it's tough. My name is Ron Bannon. I'm sure you heard that several times already. And if you've really been following along with this series, you've probably heard that too many times. And my email address is B as in boy, at, which is the at symbol, represents the A to me, NNON.US. As long as I'm not overwhelmed, I will respond to you. Thank you so much for paying attention, though.